Welcome back to Her Heritage.
That was take two.
Take two, but you guys get to see the take two. Look at my hair. It's kind of split. It's kind of weird today. Good thing I'm getting it done on Friday. Sorry.
We're not focused, I guess.
We are focused. We are focused. So this is week 2 and talking about purity. And I've really been praying a lot about this. We were going to talk this week about what I did with Ashley as a mom. How did I begin to instill the idea of purity, of understanding the importance and how it affects your heart. I know. We just told him not to, and he just chirps away. So forgive our bird in the background. But the first thing I did was talking. Now we are going to have to put a little warning on this video.
Okay.
That it's going to be a little bit more graphic. And so mamas with young daughters, if you're watching this, you might not want to let your young daughters watch it. Like 8, 9, 10 years old, but like 12 and up would probably be okay for portions of it. But mamas, you watch it first and then you decide from there. But one of the things that I did was when Ashley was 12, I took her away for a weekend.
I was like 10 or 11.
Oh, were you?
I think I was.
Oh, maybe you were 10 or 11. She was 10 or 11. Took her away for a weekend, and the whole big thing was the whole purity talk, and I know Focus on the Family has a really good one, but I thought the purity talk, I feel because of what's happening in today's society, it's happening younger and younger and younger, because a lot of children are in public school, and they're teaching it like in 2nd and 3rd grade. I spoke to a friend of mine who's a 3rd grade teacher, and she chose to teach it in 3rd grade, and it just absolutely floors me that they would be teaching a 3rd grader, but not teaching them about a girl's period, but teaching them like sex 101 in 3rd grade. And that to me is just appalling. So this is just really near and dear to my heart, of the importance of teaching purity. So what ended up happening is I took her away for a weekend, and I used a book called God, Mom, and Me. Wasn't that God, Mom,
I
and
don't
Me?
know.
I forget the title. It was so long ago, but I think it was God, Mom, and Me. And it just helped to bring about an awareness of that she was turning into a woman, that her starting her menstrual cycle was the beginning of that becoming a woman. I didn't lay all my cards on the table the minute we went out that time. No. I just began talking to her about her body changing and things like that. And a lot of parents get very uncomfortable with situations like that. I'm telling you right now, parents, if you do not start getting uncomfortable about talking about uncomfortable situations with your kids, they will walk away.
Well, it also gives an opening to, like, being able to talk to, like, it gave me an opening to be able to talk to you about, like, anything. Like, I'm like,
yes.
Here's what I'm struggling with right now. Here's, like, my cards at the table, and it's not, like, intimidating of, oh, my parents won't trust me, or my parents won't this. It was telling you guys, this is what I'm struggling with. This is what I did. I did something wrong. Here's what I struggled with, and it makes it more open to talk about things, or this is what I just experienced, like, this is the people I was hanging out with, this is what happened, like, it makes a more open environment.
So if you're willing to talk about the tough situations, if you're willing to begin the conversation, then each time you can add more to it, and don't shy away from the tough subjects. Don't shy away from the tough questions. That's what is wrong, and that's where parents get it wrong, is they shy away. Well, I don't want to talk about that because it makes them uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable. And begin to talk about this stuff with your kids. And my bird gets...
He's passionate.
He gets passionate when I get passionate, and it's so funny. He just wants to talk too. But tell some of the things that you remember from that time, because you were young. So just kind of from a
I don't remember much at all.
We went to a really cool hotel.
That's what I remember. Here's what I remember. This is going to be the most random things ever. I remember talking about period. That's about it. And a pad. That's it. But then I remember we were in a really cool building, and we got to go to get our nails done, get manicures and pedicures. We were at this really cool hotel that was like, what was it called?
It was called the Bellevue Biltmore Hotel.
Bellevue Biltmore.
It is abandoned now. It is no longer. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
Like old timey. Like you felt like you were back in like, what was it, like
1800s. It was built in the 1800s.
It was gorgeous.
It was over 100 years old.
There was like red, like velvet stuff everywhere. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
So I remember that, and then I remember us watching a movie together. Nothing to do. It was on Disney Channel. That's all I remember.
Just a fun movie.
But it was like, I remember going. I know that I learned stuff, but it wasn't ever intimidating at all. I don't remember it being intimidating. I was just like, okay.
Do you
like,
think that began to set a trust factor between you and I, that you could begin to come to me with anything?
Mm-hmm.
So notice there, that's part of, as being a parent, don't shy away from those tough subjects. And don't hold back from it, because when you do, you can really begin to open up the doors of communication that will last for a lifetime. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to build your relationship.
Well, also, I feel like something that happens even at that age, like once you're, the age where you're supposed to be like learning about this stuff, and if you're not being taught it from parents and stuff, they'll go searching. And that means if searching for friends, searching through other ways, instead of that just cuts off the communication ties between family.
It does, and especially if parents are saying, "Well, you don't need to know that," or "I don't." Yeah, you don't need to know that now.
Like for me, that would make me feel like that my parents wouldn't trust me at all. Like I'm not growing up at all. Like I'm still just a child, no matter what. And so it's really helpful just to have that open communication of, let's talk about this. Let's be open and honest. Here's what's going on with you. You can talk to me about anything, and then you feel more like, oh, I talk to you because you've experienced stuff, whereas a friend that's my age does not know what's going on, but they think they do.
That's what I always used to tell Ashley. If you ever have a question, don't go to your friends, because guess what? They don't know either.
So,
and I don't always know, but I do know the one who has the answers, and then we can take it back to the Word.
Also, it's interesting, though, the change, even from my childhood till now. There's so much internet and so much social media and like all these different outlets of people searching and trying to figure out stuff and people giving information. It can be very dangerous for like safety. If somebody just started to talk to somebody, that could be very dangerous because somebody might take them, something will happen. There's so many different aspects
to go somewhere with somebody.
So many different things can happen. That's why the open communication, and make sure communication's open instead of going to social media and going to anything online, because that's so readily like available now. Whereas whenever I was younger, it was available, but yet I wasn't on the internet. Like it was harder to find stuff, I guess.
Isn't that
weird?
Crazy?
I'm not even 25 yet. It's weird. But it's true. Like the searching, you want to know. That's our curious nature. But I also appreciate, I'm going to bring this up. One thing that happened, I would hear my mom and dad talking about something. Even, I don't know what it would be about, but like different things. And I would ask, can I know? And there's one thing that she said. What did you always say to me?
I always used to say to you that that's a suitcase.
Suitcase. So, what she said, and I always got so frustrated with her because I'm like, I'm old enough to know this stuff now. She's like, that's a suitcase. We'll open it whenever it's time for you to know it. And I always got so frustrated because I was like, you're not going to remember that. Like, there's no way. But she has. And that's definitely like opened up of being like, you're not ready for that now, but trust me, like, I'll tell you at some point. And so it's happened, like,
I think it was Corrie ten Boom's father who told her that.
Really?
Yeah, in the book
The Hiding Place.
The Hiding Place. I believe it was her father that taught her that about a subject. And
was so good.
And then I remember hearing it later on in a parenting class. So yeah.
Even if like there's something you're like, I don't know if somebody should know that. Suitcase is a great word because it's to set aside. It's in there. You'll find it out later. And so that helped me to be like, even though I was frustrated at the time, it really helped me to see, I was not ready for that at that time. Like that would have been really bad. So
yeah.
Highly recommend a suitcase.
So there you go. There's a little secret. It's like her heritage secret. Secret word.
Yes.
It's a suitcase.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I don't know if I just went off track. But.
No, that was good. That was good. So don't be scared to cover the tough subjects, but be discerning to know when they're ready for it.
Yes.
because we can give too much information too soon, which can pique their curiosity, or you can give them time and give them a little bit at a time, but be willing when they ask the tough questions. Be willing to at least give some kind of an answer to begin to build that trust. Because even with the suitcase, there were times where I would give her just enough, but not the whole thing. And sometimes they just need a little bit at a time to begin to build that trust.
Yeah.
So,
trust. That's the big word.
trust. And don't shy away from the tough subjects.
Nope.
That's this week's words. Trust.
This week's word.
That'll build trust. So, enjoy. Next week, we're going to have hopefully a couple guests. I'm hoping for
We're
a couple.
hoping for a couple, but we'll see.
And I've got some texts out there to some people, and
if you have anything,
if anybody who watches this, you're on this subject, you're like, I really want to be a part of that. Let us know. We'd love to have you join us. Okay, we'll see you next week.